Hello everyone and welcome to our webinar, a practical guide to building a career in cybersecurity by a speaker, Irene Corpuz. I'm Shilpa Goswami and I'll be your host for the day. Before we get started, we would like to go over a few house rules. For our attendees, the session will be in listen-only mode and will last for an hour, out of which the last 15 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. If you have any questions during the webinar to organizers or our speaker, use the Q&A window. Also, if you face any audio video challenges, please check your internet connections or you may log out and log in again. An important announcement for our audiences. We have initiated CPE credit certificates for our participants, and to qualify for one, attendees are required to attend the entire webinar and then send an email to cybertalks@ecouncil.org, after which our team will issue the CPE certificate. Also, we would like to announce to our audiences about the special handouts. Take the screenshot of the running webinar and post in your social media, LinkedIn or Twitter, tagging EC Council and hashtag Cybertalks. We will share free handouts to our first 10 audiences. Now, as a commitment to closing the cybersecurity workforce gap by creating multi-domain cyber technicians, EC Council pledges $3.5 million towards CCT education and certification scholarship to certify approximately 10,000 cyber professionals ready to contribute to the industry.
Did you know that you can be part of the lucrative cybersecurity industry? Even top companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, IBM, Facebook, and Dell all hire cybersecurity professionals. The cybersecurity industry has a 0% unemployment rate. The average salary for an entry-level cybersecurity job is about $100,000 per year in the United States. Furthermore, you don't need to know coding and learn from your home, and you get a scholarship to kickstart your career. Apply now. EC Council is pledging a $3.5 million CCT scholarship for cybersecurity career starters. Scan the QR code on the screen to apply for the scholarship. Fill out the form.
If you want to know more, kindly visit our website given in the chat section. Our speaker for today's session, Irene Corpuz. She is a board member and co-founder, Women in Cybersecurity Middle East Advisory Board Member, EC Council IMEA. She has 30 years of combined experience in cybersecurity, cyber policies and governance, risk and compliance, project management, strategic planning, quality and excellence models, and ISO auditing. She is a co-founder and is highly engaged in activities supporting and mentoring women and girls in their professional growth. She has received several accolades, which include the Middle East Top 30 CISOs Middle East Security Awards, Women Executive, among others. She works at the Dubai government entity and is responsible for developing standards and policies related to cybersecurity in alignment with the Dubai cybersecurity strategy. Having worked in various government and federal entities in the UAE, Irene has contributed to several strategic planning, project management, and implementation. Irene is also an advisory board member of Council IMEA and a volunteer for the PMI UAE chapter. She is a regular speaker and a panel discussion participant and a moderator. Without any further delay, I will hand over the session to you, Irene.
Thank you very much. Just want to check this thing right now. Sorry. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to. Sorry, I'm having a technical issue here. No. Sorry, please allow me. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon again, and good evening to everyone attending the webinar. I hope you are all doing well. And my name again is Irene Corpuz, as introduced, and I'm based in the UAE, and I wear many hats. I'm a founding partner and board member of the WiCSME, and it's a nonprofit organization, and our objective is to increase the participation of women in cybersecurity. So why are we here right now? Of course, I also would like to be part of your network Networking is one of the critical, let's say, or important aspect of being in this profession and in any industry. So let's connect after this webinar. You can find me on LinkedIn. So what is our discussion about? I have just returned from a deep 3-day Black Hat Middle East 2023 conference in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and it is a huge cybersecurity event hosting about 40,000 visitors. I was also an MC in the campus stage. It's one of the stages that was dedicated by Black Hat to look at the opportunities that can be shared by the speakers, by the experts in the industry, whether they are students who are entering this industry, whether they are professionals trying to shift into this industry, and even those who have already been in this career before, how can they progress upward or move forward to senior professional leadership courses or profession. So what is this all about? I would like to talk about who should enter into this industry, why cyber security is an in-demand still, what are the key insights into cybersecurity market, essential skills for cybersecurity professionals, mastering cutting-edge technologies, and intersection of cybersecurity and AI. Apologies, I'm looking at the other screen because I'm trying to manage my screen. Something is blocking from the sharing of the screen. Okay, and I enjoyed hosting the stage because I was not just an MC. I welcomed the speaker. I passed the mic to the audience for questions, and I thank the speaker. That's not just my role. I contribute based on my experience, my knowledge and skills regarding every topic and every discussion. And it was very timely because I'm having this webinar. And it turned out that about 80% of what I'm presenting here right now is what most of the speakers covered in the Black Hat. And I have to inject a few insights that I myself learned from the speakers. So who should consider a cybersecurity career? By default, we know that most of the cybersecurity professionals come from IT background, right? In terms of degrees or bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, they could have completed a computer science or computer engineering course. Currently, there are specific university degrees that focus on information or cybersecurity, like bachelor's in information security, or there's already a PhD in cybersecurity. This can easily and clearly define their career path and progression. But don't be dismayed if your current profession is neither a computer science, computer engineering, or information security. There are also those who would like to transition to cyber career. This is something that we will also discuss in here. Interdisciplinary nature of cybersecurity means that professionals with diverse skills and expertise are valuable in addressing the complex challenges of securing information system. So your question would be, is the cyber career for me? Yeah, and if it is yes, if you are already in this field, let us also talk about that. Here are some non-IT, let me talk first about some non-IT professionals who commonly make a successful transition into cybersecurity careers. And also by discussing this, also look at your other roles and responsibilities at work or for students. If you have courses related to the following, leverage on that learning because you will be able to utilize them when you work. Okay, so what are this profession? Risk management and compliance professionals. By being in a risk management and being a compliance professional, you have the skills of undertaking risk assessment, compliance, framework, and regulatory requirements. To transition, you leverage your expertise in risk analysis, specialize in cyber security governance this time, or risk management and compliance. You focus on aligning security measures with regulatory standards and implementing effective risk mitigation strategies now within the cybersecurity framework. If before you do risk management, you do compliance, but in another area of compliance, This time, you can use that as or a profession in the cybersecurity industry. The next is a business analyst. As a business analyst, you have the skills, you have the analytical skills, you have the abilities, you process and understanding and identify system requirements. So to transition to cybersecurity, shift towards the cybersecurity requirements analysis, ensuring that security measures are integrated seamlessly into the business process. So you focus on developing strategies that align business needs with robust cybersecurity measures. What I'm trying to highlight here is, for these professions, if you say, I want to transition to cybersecurity, but you know what, this is not what I'm doing. Look at these professions that I'm showing right now, and with this discussion that I'm having with you, look at how you can transition, and this is where I'm going into. Third is a project manager. Project managers have strong organizational skills. I also wear the hat of a project manager, and this is very helpful when I do cybersecurity projects. PMs have strong resource management as well, and overseeing project life cycles from the planning up to the closing. To transition, you specialize in cyber project management. You oversee the implementation on security measures within an organization. This time, what you're looking for are implementation planning based on the risk assessment, information security, or cyber risk assessment, and implement the mitigation actions related to that. You focus on ensuring the successful execution of the cybersecurity initiatives. You adhere to timelines, you adhere to budgets. Another profession is intelligence and military professionals. You may say, Irene, what is this? It's very far. Actually, it's not. You know, I have met and have talked with a lot of former military professionals. They are now retired, and they want to still to continue. But in what field now? In cybersecurity. Their skills, they are experienced in threat analysis, right? They have strategic thinking. They know the security protocols. Then just convert that to cyber. They can transition by applying expertise in threat intelligence to roles involving cybersecurity threat analysis, incident response, pen testing. And I know someone who really did a full course on pen testing and now starting his career as pen tester. You know, how old is he? He's 58 years old. And yes, it's not late to get into a cyber career. So he focuses on identifying and neutralizing potential security threats to safeguard systems and data. Does he need to be full-time? No. Now that he is networking and saying that I'm doing a freelance task or freelance projects in this, he engages with companies who do this, who need resources, and yeah, he gets some project. He was a former military professional. And then we have the education and training specialist. Last week, I just did a training and awareness session. October was a cyber awareness month. And there are lots of projects executed by every company to create awareness. And who are the best candidates for this? Those who are in education and training specialists can transition to this, move into cybersecurity education and training roles, develop courses and materials to educate the individuals on cybersecurity best practices. You focus on raising awareness and skills within organization or education institution. So this may not be a heavy technical career, but it's still a career that you can pursue. Healthcare professional. There was a student 2 days ago on the campus stage. She is a student of, she is a medical student. She specializes in radiology. So why is she there? Because she believes that even in healthcare, they have to be aware of the importance of information security and cybersecurity. And I agree with her. I explained to her that now a lot of medical equipments are IoT. They are connected to internet, and they should be aware of how these devices, medical devices, can be compromised or hacked. And the last one, actually there's a lot more, but I chose some professions where you may be coming from, or you may be engaged at this time, but you do not realize that you have the opportunity to build that skill and transition to cybersecurity. The last on my list is the QA and testing professionals. As a QA and testing professional, you're very good at testing methodologies. Transition to cybersecurity by shifting towards roles focusing on security testing, such as pen testing or ethical hacking. You focus on identifying vulnerabilities and systems application to enhance the cybersecurity posture. Therefore, you emphasize on your transferable skills, gaining a practical experience through projects or internship, and network with cybersecurity field professionals who are crucial for your successful transition in the industry. What is the other thing that I would like to emphasize on this slide? I know for a fact that still there are a lot of individuals who are trying to go into or transition, or others are looking for a job. Others may be losing a job. They may be aware that they have a notice period already and they are preparing, but they're saying, Irene, are there opportunities that I can go into? With this slide that I mentioned, again, you may not be in the cybersecurity right now, but it could be that one of the skills on these professions that I mentioned, and you may be in this profession, and look at those and focus on those skills that you can utilize to transition. I'm not telling you to jump immediately to become a technical cyber professional. Engage and embark on those skills that you have and try to move slowly and transition slowly. If there is one thing that I recommend when it comes to understanding the cybersecurity for those students, those who are already in the industry, those who are trying to transition, I recommend the World Economic Forum Global Cybersecurity Outlook. Why is that? The Global Cybersecurity Outlook by the World Economic Forum, this is a research that they publish. They look at every industry, every individual, profession, the leaders as well, and how this can they can contribute to the skills gap. Now let's look at the content of this cybersecurity outlook. The global landscape. When it comes to global landscape, what does this talk about? It looks at various areas. Geopolitics, for example. This year's Outlook report reveals that 90% of cyber leaders and 86% of business leaders think it is moderately likely or very likely that a geopolitical instability will lead to a far-reaching catastrophic cyber event in the next 2 years. Emerging technologies as well as a part of global cyber landscape. Business leaders and cyber leaders are most closely aligned in perspective on emerging technology. Most organization leaders appreciate that several fields of emerging technology, such as the use of machine learning or AI, are being implemented at fast speed. They use across in a widening range of processes, and it will affect their organization's cyber risk profile. Take note of the word risk, okay? Cyber risk. On the previous slide, I said you can focus on risk management, but on cyber. Also, on this part of the report, respondents said that AI and machine learning, 20%, greater adoption of cloud technology, and advances in user identity or access management will have greater influence on cyber risk strategies, also again in the next 2 years. Emerging threats as well. If there are new technologies, of course, there are emerging threats. Attackers only need to find one exploitable weakness or vulnerability across an organization. This means attacker can often adapt faster than organization can defend or recover. On the leadership perspective, the second part of the report, they see more and more the importance of cyber risk management. Therefore, This is a skill that I'd like to emphasize as well. I'm wearing the hat of a GRC, Governance, Risk, and Compliance. This looks at an overall perspective. So even if you are technical, you also have to understand the importance of risk management and risk assessment when you're doing your responsibility. Being a resilient organization now is an emphasis for the leadership, how to recover when the inevitable attack happens. This was also something that was highlighted during the Black Hat conference. You know, a lot of vendors are talking about this, but how is it, how it will really help us mitigate or recover after an incident? This is the importance and why we need resources like you. So for the way ahead, improving the communication between the CISOs and the business, it is a big spectrum. Explaining the ROI. When you say ROI, this is about making the organization understand that there's a need to hire resources like you who are here in this webinar right now. We can also look at the industry. Look at this report. It mentions that they already have the right skills for the information technology, for the software industry, telecommunications, but which industry are missing the resources? It's energy, insurance, public sector, and banking and capital finance. So if I am to give you an advice, look at these sectors that are, or these industries that are still missing the resources. Let us not swim on the pool where there are already, let's say, people swimming. Let's look at this right side of the report wherein they say they still need the resources. Okay, so again, look at energy, utility, public sector, banking, and insurance. Now, cyber talent management. If you're coming from a technical background, you can look into these areas. Technical proficiency, network security, operating system, programming, scripting, cryptography. This may be something, or let's say skills, technical skills that you already have. Most of you may be already coming from a tech field or tech positions before. This could be an opportunity for you to move to cyber. Next is a vulnerability management and pen testing. Identifying and classifying vulnerabilities within a system. This is vulnerability assessment. And pen testing is simulating a real world attack to exploit the vulnerabilities. Normally, these are done together. We have what we call VAPT. So if you are into knowing or trying to do this, these skills, you have to look at training that can support you in doing VAPT. Let's look at tools. Security tools and technologies. Security information, I will jump into, I will not read all of them, of course, yeah? But for your information, you can have a look at these slides. Security information and events management. The SIEM, as it is pronounced, is a centralized view of an organization's security posture. It aids in threat detection and responses. When this is normally used by the SOC team, Security Operations Center, they don't do things manually. They don't detect things by themselves. A SIEM will help trigger an alert, and then once an alert happens based on certain parameters, then that's the time that you act upon it. And in the SOC team, there are different positions as well. You have the threat intelligence, you have the responders, forensic experts, for example. There are also opportunities like this. Incident response and forensics, I just mentioned the forensics now. As incident response, it enables incident responders. It enables a quicker detection and response to security incidents by providing real-time alerts and actionable insights. You support on compliance. In digital forensics involves investigation, collection, analysis, preservation of digital evidence to uncover, understand events that have occurred within the digital system at the time of a compromise. And I would tell you honestly, if I would like to move into another career or specialization in cybersecurity, I'm looking at digital forensics, something interesting for me. And if you are coming from a non-technical background, as GRC for myself, you can jump into immediately a GRC position. Look at security policy development and compliance. If you are very familiar with regulations and standards, policy development, you can transition into this. Risk management as well. If you're doing if you are a risk manager, and you can jump into risk management, risk assessment, security auditing. Again, if you are coming from an education background, you can go into security awareness and training, begin with this, and as you explore the training that you need to deliver to certain organization, you are also expanding your knowledge about information and cybersecurity. Of course, you need the soft skills like problem solving. You need teamwork and collaboration skills. You know, you as a security expert or professional, you cannot work as an individual. You have to work as a team. And of course, ethical judgment, and that's what we call ethical hacking. Therefore, you will have to be ethical when doing this, when doing our task in this profession. There are a number of certifications that you can look into. I am a CEH, certified ethical hacker. It was very useful for me. Again, I'm not coming from the very technical background. I'm coming on the GRC, or governance, risk, and compliance. Why did I need a CEH, or certified ethical hacker? Because at one time when I was wearing my project manager hat, and I need to implement some initiatives or security projects, I implemented a VAPT, and I don't understand what my team have reported in their in the outcome of the VAPT. Therefore, for me to understand their language, I also did the course, and it helped me. When I did the CEH, I wanted to do more of the VAPT. Okay, and other certifications that you can look into: certified network defender, certified pen testing professional, CISO, or certified information security officer, hacking forensic investigator, certified incident handler. These are just some of the many certifications that you can have. And believe me, most organizations globally look for certifications. These are a demonstration that you know the level of knowledge and skills and the intelligence, that they need for the positions that they want you to fill in. And the other thing that I'd like to share with you as a cyber policy expert, one of the things that I look into are standards, regulations, framework globally. I benchmark from Europe, from the EU, from Asia, from Americas, and I've seen that there are already standards and regulations from various government entities saying that they are acknowledging this specific level of certification. So it's really an add-on, an opportunity for you to look into this, add it to your credentials, and embark on these studies. Definitely, we will not forget about AI. AI has been there for decades, but now it is evolving more and more faster than ever. The specialized AI in cybersecurity has made significant advancement in various areas, such as threat detection. There are AI-powered threat intelligence, behavioral analysis. AI algorithms analyze user behavior, network traffic, system activities. They establish patterns and detect deviations that might indicate potential threats. So what can I advise you when it comes to, apart from staying in or going into the cybersecurity field, progressing or looking at what career you could possibly look into? Don't forget to engage and be involved in a lot of learning about AI. You cannot get away from AI right now, and it is something that you can also add on a feather on your hat. Okay, you understand the basics of cybersecurity, you acquire AI skills, or knowledge if you're coming from a non-technical background. You explore AI in cybersecurity. Again, I mentioned that I'm wearing other hats. I am a project manager, and also I am exploring project management, AI in project management. Therefore, look at AI in every opportunity that you can, how it can be involved in your progression in your specific career. Consider specializing in areas where AI is particularly impactful, such as threat detection, anomaly detection, automated incident response. Also, pursue relevant education and certifications if you can. I'm not telling you to take the certification immediately, but if you can take relevant education, there are a lot of paid or unpaid resources are there. You also gain practical experience and build a network. Very important for you to build the network, your network. Connect on LinkedIn, follow influencers, look at their training materials that they are sharing. They are providing this for free. They are open to share their knowledge to the public. Also try to gain practical experience. Perhaps I did a crazy thing twice on LinkedIn. I studied a blockchain, and I only had one blockchain project. I post on LinkedIn only for 3 days. Anyone who would like to take me as intern on any blockchain project, 40 hours, I'm giving it for you for free. In 3 days, a lot of my connection and others shared it. I got project. I learned. But after that, of course, there are others who'd like to engage in the project. But for me, it's just for me to learn and get an experience in another industry. The second one that I did was Metaverse. I did some learning on Metaverse. I had a project. And then after that, I posted again in LinkedIn, only for 3 days. Anyone who'd like to take me as intern, you have my 40 hours for free. And from that, I gained other opportunities relevant to other projects. So build your network, gain practical experience, try internship, try, let's say, volunteering as well. So to position yourself for a successful cybersecurity career path, look at education foundation, pursue degrees in cybersecurity if you may. By the way, I'm not advising you to drop your degrees if you are there. If you believe that it is the best for you, go ahead. To me, I still believe in degrees, okay? But there are others, of course, who are very, very successful in this field, even without their degree. Also look at how they did that and how they penetrated the market. Seek knowledge through online courses, workshop, or self-study. Build your technical skills. Gain practical experience, as I have mentioned earlier. Build a diverse skill set. I wear multiple hats. I always mention that when I do trainings or workshop like this. You are not a person who only has one skill. Try to look into that. At the start of the webinar, I told you what are the skills that you may have, and you do not know that you can transition into this career. Build soft skills and communication skills, very important. You do networking, not the network on the LAN, okay? Okay, this is networking professionally. Go on continuous learning. A lot of materials are available now. You don't need to spend a lot of financial resources to attend on every training. Go on continuous learning, but embark on certifications. As I mentioned, these are still important for us. Join ethical hacking and bug bounty programs if you're already on this field. In this way, you know, bug bounty programs, they can pay you. And those who really find vulnerabilities on some, let's say, software, they pay you a lot. You get into, let's say, a news that you discovered this and that, and you become in demand. You get opportunities. Stay informed about industry trends and use resources that will give you wider perspective, not a bias, not something that is focused on one area only, but global trends. I always use the World Economic Forum, a very important resource for me, very useful as well. I'm seeing every perspective of every industry. So for that, I'd like to Thank you. And now we are opening the stage for questions.
Thank you very much, Irene, for an informative session, and our attendees share the same sentiments. This session is in sync with EC Council Essential Series certification. Thanks to emerging technologies like cloud computing, the Internet of Things, remote access, and blockchain, the system has become more cost-effective and efficient. However, these developments have also created new attack surfaces for malicious hackers. As the cyber threat landscape evolves, early career cyber professionals need to develop proficiency in multi-dimensional skills to detect and spot cyber attacks. The Essential series from EC Council helps you gain a solid foundation in network defense, ethical hacking, and digital forensics. Develop solid skills and gain a competitive edge with a free entry-level course designed by industry experts. Over 40 hours of self-paced learning, 30 plus lab activities, 2,500 plus reviews. Acquire most in-demand cybersecurity skills designed for early career cyber professionals. If you are interested to learn more, kindly take part in the poll that's going to be conducted now. Let us know your preferred mode of training and we will reach out to you soon. Okay, so Irene, shall we start with the Q&A?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any questions yet in the chat.
Yes, you will receive shortly.
Okay, I have the first question here. Can an electrical engineer transition to cybersecurity? Yes, of course. An electrical, the main thing here is look at what you are doing right now. What is your role? What is your responsibility? As an electrical engineer, there are areas wherein you will be involved in within an organization. I don't know if as an electrical engineer you get involved in networks as well. Right now, what I can say, because electrical engineer, I know network engineer, electronics and communications engineer, but specifically as electrical engineer, what skills do you have? What are the roles that you are doing right now, wherein you have the opportunity to see any threat landscape, for example, or cybersecurity landscape, or anything that can compromise anything that are linked to the internet? If you're an electrical engineer, are you working on something like IoT, any devices? You know, IoT is any device that can be linked to the internet. Therefore, my question to you, if there is anything that you are working on that is connected to the internet, then you have an opportunity to transition to cybersecurity. If you can tell me something that you're working on that is not connected to internet, then, and majority of your work is not connected to the internet, then you will have to work into your way going into that. To be honest, right now, it's so difficult to identify anything that you do that is not connected to, I'm sorry, I'm using the word internet most of the time because I'm trying to connect you to your direction towards cybersecurity. This is the thing that I want you to look into. Look at your roles and responsibilities. And is any of these roles and responsibilities that you are handling right now connect you to something that can explore or exploit? Then coming from that, look at how you can progress into supporting your organization, into looking at risks, cyber risks, and then move toward to that. Okay, so I hope I have given you a few insights on how to transition. How to start a career in GRC. By the way, if I did not answer your question directly, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm very open to give support and advice on this. How to start a career in GRC? A very good question. Thank you very much. GRC is very close to my heart. When I started in cybersecurity, by the way, my background is computer science. I also have master's in IT and business. And my first project was a GRC. I don't know anything about the standard, information security standard, and I'm going to implement it in an organization. What is important is that I know how to do. For me, I transitioned by one, having my IT background, understanding the network, of course, and I understand what standards are. I was an ISO auditor. I know information security, and therefore I transitioned to that. Understanding what a governance is, how you will implement it, how you will make the organization comply to that standard. This is how you can start your career in a GRC. Again, don't focus on a single standard. There's a lot of standards that are related to technology, to IT, and you can connect on and embark on all of those information standards or standards for you to transition to GRC. Even if you are not in information security directly, for example, you are, let's say ISO 31001, okay, risk management or business continuity, you can still, this is a good, let's say, jumping pad for you to move into a GRC. Another question for business analysts to switch career in cybersecurity, can you suggest a learning path? I love business analysts. Okay, you have okay, but I also, one part of my career, I have also been the senior business analyst. A senior business analyst look on a business perspective. If you are a business analyst on the IT, you look at merging the operations of IT and the business, and also business as IT to the organization's business. You analyze the important aspect of ensuring the progression of an organization according to their strategic plan. As business analysts, you look at strategic perspective, and when we say strategic perspective, it focuses on, let's say, the profit or the growth of the organization. You look at customers, you look at operations, you look at the people and technology supporting the organization. This is how business analyst thinks on a strategic level and on a strategic perspective. Therefore, what I'm saying is you see the entire perspective on our organization. So for you to transition your career to cybersecurity, you're in every area. Let's talk about the customer perspective. How will you protect your customers? Okay. In the operations, how do you protect your operations such that their operation will not be compromised, affecting the confidentiality, the integrity, the availability of your operations? As a business analyst, you know how to operate or how to maintain the technology, how to keep the resources learning. Therefore, as a cybersecurity, the transition to cybersecurity, you should know that there are training and awareness, cybersecurity training awareness that you have to give to your resources. You know that when you procure technology, they have hardware or software, there's what we call secure by design. Everything has to be secured by design. So as a business analyst, you're seeing the overall picture, and you can align that to every aspect of the security. The next is there any impact on cybersecurity jobs by invitation? By invitations by AI technology, and impact on cybersecurity jobs? I'd like to read it again. I don't get it clearly. Is there any impact on cybersecurity jobs by invitations by AI technology? Forgive me, I really don't. Cybersecurity jobs by invitation. Okay. I will answer something, but I'm not sure whether this is really what you mean by the question. AI right now, again, is booming. And there's just one article that I read today, this morning, that AI technology, they are, and this is a sad thing, by the way, okay? AI technology companies, they are hiring underage resources, below 18, like young kids who are into good, who are geeks, who are very good in coding, very good in programming. Unfortunately, they are inviting them to do these jobs, AI-related jobs, but they are not being paid enough. Number one, they are still young. They are coming from countries who get motivated by the small money which they think is already big coming from their areas. So the impact on cybersecurity jobs by invitation, by AI technology, if you're going to merge AI and the cybersecurity, now I'm looking into another area of this question. Again, I still don't get the clear meaning of the question. Invitation by jobs by invitation by AI technology. Look into securing AI or acquiring AI jobs, but look into development from the design level. AI can still be programmed to be used for good areas. Some may use it for bad, and there are AI principles and ethics that are already being published globally. There's an EU AI Act that look at risks, risk-based principles, by no bias, data cleansed, clean data being fed into the AI. What are the other principles? Auditable, transparent. So if you are going into AI jobs, consider putting the security perspective on it. How can one identify the right area in security to pursue? It depends on what you are doing right now and what is your interest. If you are already in the network and engineering responsibility, you can look at threat hunting, incident responding, as an incident responder. You can also look at VAPT, vulnerability assessment, and pen testing, because your expertise and your knowledge in the network can easily get you to know what are the areas that need to be secured in the area of in the network security. Again, as I told you, I wanted to pursue forensics because it's something that interests me. I like investigating. Okay. How can military personnel grow in cyber world, and what do you think should be the focus of that personnel in relation with time accessibility to materials and learning environment? Okay, accessibility to materials, there's a lot of learning materials that you can look into. There are influencers who are willing to share their knowledge. They have YouTube channels. Even if I may say, EC Council invites a lot of techie professionals. Look at the YouTubes that are being published by EC Councils. They have invited a lot of professionals, techie professionals, who, if you want to get into the really technical part of it, even specific trainings, technical trainings are being advised on that. They do demonstration, they do advices as well on what to do first, start from the bottom, moving up. So as a military personnel, again, just based on my interaction with a former military personnel, he embarked on studying CEH. From there, he got interested into building his own hacking lab through his machine, and it was not a short journey. Okay, I know he's doing this now for a year or so, and he started getting small projects, and he's building more and more as he engages in different industries and different projects. Which training track is most suitable for a PhD candidate working on IoT security using blockchain technology? I cannot tell you what is the suitable PhD candidate or which training track. Okay, training track. I would say I started registering on PhD in cybersecurity, but unfortunately, due to the demands of my time at work, my time in organizations, and also family time, of course, it just keeps on delaying. If you're working on IoT security, I would be very honest with you, I cannot give you the right advice on what is the most suitable PhD track. My suggestion is for you, if you're already as a PhD student, communicate with your registration office, look registration department, ask them what is the most suitable PhD degree that you can work into. Because these courses, these programs, PhD programs specifically, they are developed by the professionals who are more into research and putting into the right track and resources and knowledge into the materials. Therefore, for that one, I cannot give you an advice, but on the approach, but my advice is for you to seek career advice from your university. Okay, taking the last question for today. I'm just transitioning into cybersecurity. Congratulations. As an expert in the field, what programming language is relevant for beginners like myself to learn? Interesting question, because I did not come. I had a programming background many years ago when I started. But what I'm going to share with you is something that I heard from the Black Hat conference. Okay, and good thing I heard that, because otherwise I will not be able to answer you honestly. I'm not in the DevOps or development area. But what I heard there is that you have to look at SQL programming and Java, the JavaScript. So you can start on this, and at the same time, again, my advice to you is to look at influencers who are excelling in this area, in programming language relevant to cybersecurity, because they have the wider perspective, wider experience, and in fact, they can go into specific tutorial stages with you. One of the things that I also look into is just jump into any YouTube channel or any videos that talk about the things that can be of interest to me. But do I finish the whole video, or do I finish the whole program that I am sharing? No, it's just for me to understand and learn, just in the same way that I did post that I wanted to be an intern for a blockchain project. I want to be an intern for a metaverse project. So in the same way, please look at this opportunity as well, learning materials from various resources. And for that, I hope I was able to share my own experience as well, and how I'm seeing the careers of individuals in different areas in the industry and in different levels of professions. I hope I was able to share some insights and shed some lights to you. And if you want any further advice, I'm free to be connected through the LinkedIn. Thank you very much. And yeah, back on to you, EC Council.
Thank you again to our wonderful speaker, Irene, for answering those questions and for the great presentation and knowledge shared with our global audiences. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and we are looking forward for more and more sessions with you. Now, before we conclude our webinar, would you please like to give a small message to our audiences?
Okay, thank you very much. Cybersecurity is a profession that is in demand and will be in demand in the next 2 more years, very close, because of all the emerging technologies that are happening, specifically AI. There is always an opportunity that's waiting for you in there, whether you are a student, whether you recently just graduated, whether you are already in an IT profession, or you would like to transition into cybersecurity, or even so individuals like me who are already in the mid or a senior part of the career who would like to be CISO or senior leaders in cybersecurity. So my advice is always engage, connect with people. Networking is very, very important, and I'm seeing the benefits of this. To be honest, I highly encourage you to please network and connect with influencers and those who can help you progress and push through in your career, because there's a good opportunity waiting for you out there. So that's my last advice to you. I hope I really made this evening a fruitful and beneficial webinar for you.
Thank you, Irene, for the message to our audiences. Before we end the session, I would like to announce our next Cyber Talk session, Unleashing the Beast, Exploring AI-Generated Attack Vectors, which is scheduled for December 4, 2023. The session is an expert presentation by Dennis Haugen, President, Ad Hoc Information Systems. To register for this session, please do go and visit our website www.ecouncil.org/exchange/cybertalk. The link is given in the chat section. Hope to see you all on December 4th. With this, we end the session. You may now disconnect your lines. Thank you. Thank you so much, Irene. Pleasure having you.
Thank you very much, Shilpa. Thank you for EC Council for this opportunity. Good night.
Good night. You're most welcome.